welcome to QUTV News This Week. I'm Kyron Dene. The transfer portal has become a new recruitment tool for college coaches.
And I'm Lindsay Fisher. With summer around the corner, students' favorite things to do are back in swing.
A war in the Middle East has struck national news, not just overseas, but in Quincy as well. That's where we begin today. A discussion on the war in the Middle East took place here on campus. I was in attendance for a QUTV exclusive look-in on the discussion.
I'm here in the Hall of Fame room in the HFC, and the room isn't full yet, but soon it will have our 4 panelists, as well as students and people from the QU community, ready for a powerful discussion on the war in Iran. Ever since the U.S. and Israel declared war in Iran, emotions and tension have been high. The School of Humanities allowed professors and community members alike to express these emotions during a public discussion about the war. The Hall of Fame room was filled with people from all over the globe, eager to gain knowledge and hear different perspectives on the state of the world. Dr. Justin Coffey explains how important it is to have tough conversations on college campuses.
Well, college campus is supposed to be where learning takes place, and students really benefit from hearing different ideas, different perspectives, having good arguments in which they get information and can offer their own opinions.
Dr. Manning, Dr. Wright, and Dr. Rohan shared the panel desk with Dr. Coffey. All of them provided statements on the many aspects of the war, such as assets, political systems, and values. They then turned it over to the audience, who shared questions and concerns regarding issues of safety and legitimacy. Tristan Grimm speaks on the benefits students gain from discussions like these.
I think it's really beneficial because it breaks the ice between students and professors, and I think it helps them really just create a better environment in the university, bringing up these tough arguments and tough discussions. I think it's good for them, and then I also think it helps them develop a new perspective.
Knowledge is becoming more important than ever before. This discussion allowed for knowledge to be shared and gave students an opportunity to let their voices be heard. Kyron Dene, QUTV News, Quincy.
For more information about this topic, contact one of the discussion panelists like Dr. Justin Coffey.
At Quincy University, professors do more than just teach. They inspire. One professor in particular is making a lasting impact both inside and outside the classroom. QUTV introduces you to Dr. Christina Preeb. At Quincy University, students studying education are learning what it truly means to lead a classroom. And at the center of that experience is Christina Preeb, Assistant Professor of Education and Director of Student Teaching. She helps place students in local schools and guides them through hands-on experiences, which prepares them for future careers.
I think that in education you have to stay up to date on the most relevant and relative ways of teaching your students. So like today, my students actually are doing the teaching of class because they're going to be teachers, so might as well get them out there and try it. I like to try new and inventive things, so any of the newest, latest technology, we're doing podcasts all the time, any of those things.
Students say her guidance goes beyond academics. She builds confidence, offers support, and ensures they are ready to make an impact from day one. Through her leadership and dedication, Dr. Preeb is helping shape the next generation of educators, one classroom at a time.
I love that Dr. Preeb is always personable with her students, and she knows every one of us that goes through the program. She is a wonderful mentor and person in general, and I love that her classes are interactive and we do a lot of hands-on work and we get to go in the field.
Her role goes beyond coordination. Dr. Preeb serves as a mentor. She guides her students through challenges, offers feedback, and helps them grow into confident educators. After attending Dr. Preeb's class, it was really interesting seeing a different major go through classes and see what they do compared to my major, communications. So it was just very interesting to see her engage with her students and how her students would engage back with her. Through her dedication and passion, Dr. Preeb isn't just teaching education, she's helping shape the future of it. The education program here at Quincy is very blessed to have Dr. Preeb. Quincy University alumni and students are telling a powerful story about challenges throughout the years in athletics. QUTV's Freya Hansen has made a documentary that is highlighting the legacy, challenges, and the impact of QU women's soccer team.
Well, we had intramural soccer at the time, and there were probably 12 women's teams in the intramural league. Our team kept winning 16-0, 14-0, 20-0, and we just didn't feel like we had any competition on campus. At the same time, we followed the men's program, and they were national champions all 4 years that I was here. So a group of us got together and decided we wanted what the men have, and we wanted to have a women's soccer team. I am Dr. Linda Moore, Mayor of Quincy. I graduated in 1981 and played soccer here 79, 80, 81. We actually started in the spring of 79 with just a club team, played 4 games, the first 2 in the snow, and then went from there. Julie White, now Julie Regner, she was a great striker. She grew up playing with the guys. And she had a brother that played for McMurray and was an All-American. So the family had a lot of talent. So she was really good.
My first name's Julie, last name is Regner. I started playing soccer. They didn't have girls soccer when I was a youngster, but Coach McKenzie saw me standing on a sideline when I was 9 years old. And he came over, the boys were playing, and he said, "Would you like to play?" And it was like Christmas morning. And I said yes. And so he allowed me to play on the boys team. And then I played girls sports in high school. Did not play college or any women's sports for the college team until I started Quincy University. So there were a few of us that met with Dr. Postilion and asked them if they would please start a women's team for soccer.
The documentary is expected to be released later this semester. We look forward to seeing that story come to life. There has just been a couple more weeks left in the classes this semester. Students are counting down the days until they are finished with finals. QUTV's Jasmine Hopkins tell us what they miss most about home.
Hey guys, I'm back on campus again. It's towards the end of the year, things are warming up and everybody's around campus enjoying the weather. But one thing that I'm ready for is to go home. And one thing that I miss most about home is my dog, Stormy Jones. So now I'm gonna go around campus and ask everybody else where they're from and what they miss most about home. Let's go.
I'm from Tanzania, which is a country off the coast of on the coast of East Africa. And what I miss most about home is dancing. I think people are more freely to dance in Tanzania than here. It feels like there's more of a stigma around it because you can just see somebody dancing down the street and that's a norm.
I miss my Chick-fil-A. I miss Chick-fil-A breakfast, I miss Chick-fil-A lunch, and Chick-fil-A dinner.
I'm from Macomb, Illinois, and the thing I miss most is my best friend Ashton. He's been with me for forever, and I miss him a lot.
I'm from Mount Sterling, Illinois. I did go to QU about a year and a half ago, and the thing I miss most about home, I miss my family and my pets, and probably all my friends too, but I do love my college friends.
What I miss most about home the most is the important milestones in my siblings' life, and definitely my cat.
I'm from Mexico, and definitely what I don't miss from my home. I miss my country, I miss my language, food, my family, my friends, and my dog, everything.
Some student athletes are planning to stay in Quincy over the summer. Their trip home to see their favorite things will be a little shorter this year. Now that you heard plenty of Quincy University news, we have some national news for you after the break.
Stick around to see what national news might have been closer than you think.
Do you want to be on the front lines of healthcare, helping patients breathe easier? Quincy University, in partnership with Blessing Riemann College of Nursing, offers a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Care. Join the ranks of our graduates who are making a difference. Enroll now in our joint program at Blessing Riemann College of Nursing and Quincy University.
Finding your passion is easy at Quincy University. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's degree or looking to go even further, at QU, your professional and academic future is bright. 40 undergrad programs include moments that become experiences, connections that become careers, and relationships that become lifelong support. We want you here. That's why we work hard to ensure that a Quincy University education is affordable. Let us help you put together a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to get started.
At Quincy University, your success is by design. With more than 50 academic programs that provide connections that become careers and relationships that become lifelong support, you'll have an experience that will set you up for success wherever life's journey takes you. Rooted in the Franciscan and Catholic tradition, creating lifelong values. We'll work to make sure your Quincy University education is affordable. You have dreams. We have a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to schedule your campus tour.
Organizers in Chicago have canceled a decades-long tradition in the city for the second year in a row. There will not be a Cinco de Mayo parade and festival. Community leader Hector Escobar announced the decision to cancel the event celebrating Mexican heritage, saying it's due to ongoing fear in the community about immigration enforcement.
It took a very hard decision to cancel it because we've been doing this event for about 40 years or plus. And many businesses suffer because that's the first event of the summer, and really they lose money, a lot of money. So I guess we guess pretty much we lose between $6 and $8 million on this weekend for this celebration and parade.
Escobar stated he plans to ask the city and state leaders to meet and discuss what more can be done to protect and support the immigrant community. A major cleanup effort is underway in northwestern Illinois after powerful tornadoes hit the area on Friday. Preliminary findings from National Weather Service said an EF2 tornado struck the Quad Cities, but further examination still needs to be done. An EF2 tornado can pack winds up to 135 miles an hour. The storm knocked down trees and power lines and damaged homes and businesses. So far, there are no reports of any injuries or deaths from the storm.
This community helps everybody.
Oh, no, me.
No matter where they're just overwhelming the support. There's people lined up at the fire station volunteering, people just driving through. I enjoy that. So, yeah, it's unbelievable.
I mean, those storms the other night were pretty crazy. No tornadoes here, though.
When we come back, we'll be with Katie Flynn for weather. Stick around to see whether or not the rain will go away.
At Quincy University, your success is by design. Feel like you are stuck in your job? Well, maybe it's time for a change. Consider one of our graduate degree programs at Quincy University, designed to fit your schedule and advance your career. Our Master of Business Administration program is available online or on campus. The 30 credit hour program can be completed in as little as 1 year. Our MBA program will prepare you for a multitude of positions within all types of organizations.
I just was recently promoted to a new position a couple months ago, And I think if I wouldn't have had that advanced degree from QU, I don't know if I would have been as successful in getting that.
If you're interested in promotion and higher earning potential, our MBA program is the first step in achieving your goals. Our Master of Science in Education counseling degree will facilitate personal and professional growth. The K-12 accredited program prepares you for a professional career, working as a counselor in clinical mental health, school counseling, or college student personnel. This program is committed to the development of counselors and giving you the tools you need in a diverse world in which you live and practice.
I chose Quincy University, one, because of their values, but one thing that I believe in personally and professionally is being a servant leader, and QU leads with that mission. So that was really an easy fit for me, and it just made sense as far as what I believe, what QU believes, and how they bring that together to impact who they are as an institution.
If you have the desire to enrich your professional career in the field of education, our Master of Science in Education degree is right for you. This program concentrates on teacher licensure tracks, including elementary and secondary education, as well as special education.
Staff here, the professors, and even the administrative people here will work with you, and they care about you as an individual. The classes are smaller, and you have more of that one-on-one interaction.
Looking for an alternative to classroom instruction? QU offers 2 non-licensure track options, curriculum and instruction or leadership. Ask if you qualify for our tuition program discount. So why choose Quincy University?
Excellent teachers, beautiful campuses, safe and local community, and meeting lifelong friends and groups and experiences important. QU has that all and more.
Invest in yourself and advance your career with a graduate degree from Quincy University, where your success is by design.
I don't know about you guys, but the storms this weekend kept me up all night.
I mean, I was away for softball, so I wasn't in Quincy, but I heard they were pretty bad.
Yeah, you might see a little bit of that coming this weekend, but other than this weekend, it's going to be really nice and in that 70s range. So let's take a look of what this week has to hold. Like I said, we're going to see some warmer temps coming this week, usually in that mid-70s range, and with that, you're also going to see some high Vs, mostly in that 7, which is pretty nice. You're going to see lots of people on Friars Field tanning. But like I said, you are going to see some weekend rain coming as well. So that's something to see. So for today's forecast, we do have a high of 76 and a low of 59, which is higher than the average of 64 and the low of 45. In 1934, it was 103 degrees. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very thankful it's not that hot today. And then in 1907, 26 degrees. Like I said, in today's forecast, it is going to be about 76 and then drop lower later in the night. Mostly cloudy, but you are going to see some of that sunshine pop in at 3 or 4 o'clock. And then tonight, you're going to see it drop down to about 59 degrees, and you're going to see southwest winds coming in about 10 miles per hour. And then looking into tomorrow, it is going to be 79 degrees, very hot, very high UV. And then coming this weekend, you're going to see it's going to drop down just a little bit, 72 on Friday, and then Friday evening, you are going to see it drop down quite a bit to 56. Coming on Saturday, it's going to be 72, and then that night, you are going to see some slight showers. I'm going to step back and let you look at the rest of the forecast. Like I said, coming this weekend, you are going to see some slight rain. And then on Sunday, it's going to be 69 with a low of 52 and a little bit of rain. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're going to see it gradually get a little bit colder, but nothing too bad. 74, 64, and 62 to end out the week. And that's what we have in store for your forecast.
Yeah, the spring season is coming to a close, Kyron.
See how the spring sports teams are wrapping up the regular season with Michael Lanier.
definitely started because we saw a need. We know that several students are facing housing insecurities, food insecurities, and just mental health is a rising concern. And so when this grant kind of came available, we were like, yeah, I think we want to kind of push into this and definitely try to apply for that. And so in about January, we received this $50,000 grant. And so with the $50,000, we got to create this new space. And so we got to deconstruct and reconstruct, and we can offer some really cool resources for students. We do have a fully stocked pantry, and we also have a hygiene room where it's just floor to ceiling stocked with feminine products, shampoo, soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, any bedding material that you might need, that is in there for you. And then the front room is the mindfulness room, and it's anything from de-stressing activities like puzzles and games. This space is really just open for any student. If you just need an extra box of cereal one week or you need an extra bar of soap, I will have hours available where this is just open that you can come in and utilize this space. Obviously the mindfulness room is a little different. It'll pretty much be open every day. But if you are in need of something more specific, like you do have a housing insecurity or you do have a food insecurity and you would like some more additional resources, you can set up a meeting with me one-on-one, and I can help you get access to on-campus and off-campus resources.
The Hawks had a pretty busy weekend.
Yeah, Michael, I heard it was an up and down weekend, couple of wins and a couple of losses.
Couple wins and a couple losses were right. A lot of games on the road, and even two of the men's teams playing in the same spot on Saturday. We'll talk about that, but first, Quincy Track and Field went across the river to Culver Stockton College for the Wildcat Open. The star of the show was Jack Thompson. Thompson helped the Hawks finish second out of 16 teams. Thompson won long jump with a leap of 7.49 meters, a new Quincy record, as well as a triple jump of 15 meters, placing him 15th and 19th in the country in these events. Jack Thompson is your Toyota Star of the Week. Congratulations, Mr. Thompson. A little over a month ago, the William Jewell Cardinals came to Quincy. They left the Q with an L. These two teams faced off for the second time over the weekend, but this time in Liberty, Missouri. The season finale didn't start off too hot for the Hawks. The Cardinals would net 2 goals in the first 7 minutes before adding 5 more in the first quarter. The Hawks would score 1 goal in each of the first 3 quarters before rallying off a 4-goal fourth quarter. That wasn't enough, as they would end the season with a 17-7 road loss. The Hawks would end the season 2-11 and 0-5 in conference play. The Lady Hawks had a weekend slate of their own, Friday traveling to St. Louis, Missouri to take on number 10th ranked Maryville University. The trip to St. Louis was not so fun. The Hawks would go down at halftime 9-1, and after halftime the game was much similar. The Hawks would only score 1 goal in each of the halves, dropping this one by a final score of 20-2. Second game of the weekend came just east of Maryville University, down Highway 64 at McKendree University. This one was at least a little closer. At halftime, the score was tied between the two teams before the Hawks erupted for 4 goals in the third quarter. The Hawks would then let up 5 goals of their own in the fourth quarter, losing this one by a score of 10-9. The Lady Hawks will finish up the season at home against Lewis University and the University of Indianapolis. It's been a rough season for the Quincy softball team. This weekend wasn't any easier. The Hawks were on the road traveling to Springfield, Missouri to take on the Drury Panthers in a doubleheader. The Lady Hawks wouldn't cross the plate in the first game against the Panthers, getting shut out 7-0. Game 2 wasn't different. The Lady Hawks would get on the board in the second inning. Lindsey Fisher and Kinsey Moss rallied 2 of the 3 hits for the Lady Hawks, but they would drop this game by a final score of 6-1. The Lady Hawks would then travel up Highway 44 to Rolla, Missouri. This one was a bumpy road trip for the Hawks, as they would get outscored in both games 28-4. The Lady Hawks would come home to Quincy, dropping all 4 games over the weekend. The Lady Hawks will take on GLVC opponent Lincoln University and University of Missouri St. Louis for Senior Day. Quincy baseball was in action last weekend in Liberty, Missouri as well. They went across the state of Missouri and dominated. Game 1, the Hawks would ride a 4-run first inning after a Joe Huffman 3-run homer. The Hawks would then add a couple runs in the third after a Harry Fondre 2-run home run that left the park. The Hawks would end up taking Game 1 10-3. Game 2 was very similar to that one. The Hawks would take care of business. The offense was rolling and the pitching staff dominated. Logan Mueller tossed 6 shutout innings in this one. Brady Lowe took care of the 7th inning, leading the Hawks to an 8-0 victory. Day 2 brought a loss for the Hawks as they would drop that game 3-1. The only run of the game was from senior shortstop Joe Huffman, who hit his 6th home run of the year. The final game of the weekend didn't disappoint for the Hawks. The Hawks would start quickly in Game 4. A Jace Figueroa double and a Peyton Mansfield walk would lead to yet another Joe Huffman home run. The Hawks would then add 1 in the 3rd and the 4th before exploding for 8 and 5 in the 6th and 7th innings. The Hawks would then take this one 18-2. Quincy baseball now sits at 28-17 on the season and 16-12 in conference play. They travel to Fayette, Iowa for a weekend series against Upper Iowa. Fundraising is a huge part of how successful a team can be during their season. QUTV Grant Owen takes us on a deeper look into how it affects the teams on campus.
The university hosts camps for teams throughout the year, bringing in athletes from across the region. Camp fees help support Quincy University athletic programs and scholarships. Fundraising plays a key role for all teams here on campus. It helps cover the cost of things the budget won't pay for, whether that be nicer hotel rooms during away events or new training gear and nicer team equipment, while also giving back to the community and making an impact in Quincy.
So QU's swim fundraisers help us be able to pay to go to invites, to go against other teams, and be able to let us buy extra gear that we need.
Some examples of how teams use their earned money is women's lacrosse and how they got to go to Florida to play and train during the cold months in Quincy, as well as women's basketball last year, how they got to go to Hawaii for a tournament, and same for golf and how they get to go to Las Vegas for a tournament this year. Fundraising helps the teams go certain places, like the swim team gets to go to Florida, as well as the baseball team during training trips and play games, while also helping giving back to the community and making a positive impact in Quincy. Organizers say the camps are designed to be both affordable and impactful. In addition to training, participants get the chance to work with college athletes who serve as mentors and coaches. The added traffic from visiting families provides a boost to local businesses, creating an added benefit for the Quincy community. Grant Owen, QUTV News, Quincy.
And that's all we have for sports this week. Fundraising is always fun in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but one of the fun fundraisers that we did was a football camp for youth kids in the community.
Yeah, we do something similar over the summer. We get to have younger kids come in and just teach them a little bit about basketball, which is always fun to do.
Yeah, we have a lot of football camps, but it's really too many fundraisers that I've done to name one. So just being around the Quincy community is definitely what means a lot to me.
Yeah, this year we did a phone-a-thon, which is kind of old school, but I found it pretty fun. So that's all we have for you this week. For more stories like this, be sure to check out QUmedia.net and our socials such as Facebook and Instagram. Have a Hawkspacular day.